Hello, everyone, and welcome to today's presentation. I'm excited to share with you a powerful perspective on marriage and the realities many men face. The title of our talk is Female Divorce Lawyer's Brutal Warning About Marriage. We'll explore how a good man reacts when betrayed and what that silence really means. So, stay with me as we uncover some eye-opening insights that could change the way you see relationships and strength. Let's get started. When a good man faces betrayal, his initial reaction isn't to lash out or seek revenge. Instead, he naturally turns inward into a process of deep reflection. Unlike reactive men who might act impulsively, he chooses to withdraw and really examine what happened. This moment of introspection becomes a kind of crucible, a difficult but essential space where his emotional and spiritual growth can begin. During this time, he starts asking himself some profound questions. For example, did I overlook warning signs because I desperately wanted to believe in love? Or was I confusing intense emotional chaos with genuine passion? He might also wonder why he allowed inconsistency to become the rhythm of his relationship, why he tolerated what he shouldn't have. It's important to understand that this stage isn't passive. In fact, it's quite the opposite. It's like emotional surgery. It's painful, yes, but also precise and necessary. This is when he begins to dissect his beliefs about love, trust, and vulnerability. Through this painful process, he learns a vital lesson. Not everyone who asks for your heart truly knows how to hold it, and that realization is a crucial step toward healing and understanding himself better. In his silence, the good man doesn't just heal, he reorganizes himself. His values, his identity, his sense of purpose all undergo restructuring. The pain doesn't destroy him, it refines him. This is where his emotional alchemy happens. Pain turns into discipline, heartbreak transforms into focus, and betrayal becomes discernment. He begins to see patterns he once ignored. Cycles of manipulation, inconsistency disguised as love, and guilt used as a tool for control. It's eye-opening to realize that much of what he endured wasn't genuine affection, but emotional management masked as connection. And in recognizing that, he reclaims his power, not through revenge, but through understanding. This process of inner alchemy is about transforming pain into growth and strength. It's about turning suffering into a deeper awareness of himself and others. When we talk about moving from victimhood to vision, it's really about a shift in mindset. A good man doesn't want to see himself as a victim. He's not seeking sympathy or pity. Instead, he's looking for clarity, understanding his pain, learning from it. While others might drown in self-pity, he approaches his struggles like a philosopher studying human nature, curious, reflective, seeking growth. He engages in reading, praying, training, and writing. These acts become rituals of reconstruction. They help him rebuild himself, not based on what he lost, but on what he can create from that loss. The focus shifts from emotional dependency, relying on external validation, to emotional sovereignty, owning his inner strength. His silence, often misunderstood, is actually a recalibration for life. It's not retreat, it's preparation for what's next. When he finally emerges from this process, he's no longer seeking validation from others or love. Instead, he embodies love, being a source of strength and stability himself. This transformation highlights how true power isn't about avoiding pain, but about transforming it into a foundation for growth. It's about turning victimhood into a vision of what's possible when we take control of our lives and our emotions. As we move to this next stage, we see how the evolution of boundaries and masculine strength is a profound transformation. When betrayal occurs, one of the most significant outcomes is the recognition that boundaries are essential. The good man, who was once open and accommodating, begins to understand that empathy without boundaries can lead to self-destruction. He realizes that understanding someone's pain doesn't mean we have to accept their abuse. Compassion isn't a license to tolerate manipulation or harmful behavior. And forgiveness, while powerful, doesn't mean giving others unrestricted access to us. This stage is where emotional intelligence truly shifts into emotional leadership. His kindness is no longer rooted in naivety, but in wisdom. His silence isn't about avoidance. It's about strategic peace, choosing when to speak and when to hold back for a greater purpose. And it's important to note that the world might mistake this calm for weakness. But those who truly observe notice a different energy, strength under control. It's strength that's disciplined, deliberate, and grounded in self-awareness. This is masculine strength refined through boundaries and wisdom, showing resilience and quiet power. So here we are at the heart of this slide, the reconstruction of self-worth. After experiencing betrayal, a man's biggest challenge isn't just about losing the woman he loved. It's about rebuilding his sense of identity, his core self. For many good men, love is deeply connected to their purpose, their meaning in life. When that love is betrayed, it often feels like their very foundation has cracked apart. But here's the important part. Through introspection and discipline, he begins to realize something vital. Love is not the ultimate proof of his worth. Instead, love becomes an expression of his worth. It's a reflection of who he is, not what he needs to prove. He learns to stop trying to earn love through sacrifice, which can be a trap of needing approval. He stops explaining himself to those who are committed to misunderstanding him, and he no longer measures his masculinity by how much pain he can endure alone. Instead, he redirects that energy. He focuses on becoming the best version of himself, crafting a life rooted in alignment, discipline, and purpose. And in that process, his heartbreak transforms into the blueprint for his rebirth. It's about turning pain into growth and rebuilding a stronger, more authentic self. What we're seeing here is the concept of the silent return. Sometimes, the most powerful transformations happen quietly, without fanfare or immediate recognition. By the time others notice this change, it's often too late for those who doubted him, because he's no longer the person they once knew. This man, who once sought validation from external sources, now finds his sense of completeness within himself. His silence isn't about surrender, it's about incubation, giving himself time to grow and prepare for what's next. It's the pause before the rise, the moment of silent preparation that fuels his comeback. And when he does return, it's not about reclaiming love or proving others wrong. His return is about embodying freedom, freedom from the need for approval, from emotional dependence. Think about the woman who once wounded him. She might look back with regret, but what she'll realize is devastating. The man she left behind no longer exists. He's evolved into someone emotionally sovereign, someone who doesn't chase after validation or closure because he understands that he is his own closure. This transformation connects deeply to our overall theme of personal growth and resilience. It reminds us that true strength often comes in silence, and that real freedom is found within, not in external validation. When we talk about the moral power of restraint, what we're really getting at is that true strength isn't about retaliating or fighting back. Instead, it's about choosing restraint. The good man's silence, for example, isn't just passivity, it's an ethical stance. It's a moral refusal to perpetuate the harm that's been done to him. This idea is rooted in an ancient philosophy called sophrosyne, which is about achieving a balance of the soul. It's about remaining composed, even when there's every reason to rage or lash out. It's the ability to stay centered, to maintain control, despite external chaos or provocation. And what's so powerful about this? Well, it's what frightens those who once manipulated him, because now he no longer responds from ego or impulse. Instead, he operates from a place of mastery, a deeper understanding of himself and his power. His strength becomes quiet, but it's absolutely absolute. That's the real essence of moral power through restraint. Now we arrive at what I like to call the final awakening. This is where everything shifts. You see, eventually, the pain that once defined him, that seemed to control every part of his life, becomes irrelevant. It no longer has that power over him. Instead, it transforms into a lesson, a way for him to learn and grow. This is a crucial point, moving from emotional chaos to emotional clarity. It's about gaining a deeper understanding of oneself. When that transformation is complete, something profound happens. Instead of asking, "Why did this happen to me?" he begins to ask, "What did this teach me?" That shift is monumental. It signifies a rebirth. A new man emerges. He is grounded, wise, and unshakable. And importantly, he no longer seeks love to complete him. Instead, he seeks love to complement him, to add to the fullness of who he already is. This moment encapsulates the core theme of our presentation: transformation through understanding, growth, and self-awareness. It's the turning point that defines a man's true strength and maturity. Now, as we reach the conclusion, let's reflect on the idea of the rebirth of sovereignty. A good man's heartbreak, often seen as a moment of weakness, is actually his initiation into a deeper strength. It's not the end, but a transformative process that burns away illusions and humbles the ego. This pain, while difficult, serves to resurrect the soul, making him stronger and more authentic. When you see a man go quiet after being hurt, don't mistake that silence for weakness. Instead, recognize it as preparation. Because when he finally rises from that silence, he's not the same man who was hurt. He comes back sovereign, unbreakable, and truly free. The key takeaway here is crucial. When a woman wounds a good man, she might think she's broken him. But in reality, what she's doing is awakening him. And once he awakens, he no longer needs her. He needs no one. This transformation highlights a profound truth about strength, resilience, and the journey toward sovereignty.